Hey everybody, it's Mike Jeff for ChicagoJazz.com, Chicago Jazz Magazine. We are here in Kenosha talking jazz with Tim Mahone, the founder, one of the founders of the Mahone Foundation, and they're doing their annual, is it the 15th annual?
14th annual.
14th annual Harbor Park Jazz and Rhythm and Blues Festival, August 18th, right here in Kenosha. Tim, I'm so happy I made it up here. I'm on location. I finally made it. We've known each other a long time, and Chicago Jazz Magazine's always been a sponsor of the fest because ever since you told me about it, the foundation that you and your sister run and started for your parents, and this incredible event, all the proceeds go back to the foundation.
Yes, they do.
So why don't we talk a little bit about the foundation first,
Sure.
and how you got it started and who it supports.
Well, it started because of my mother's passing. She was very active in Kenosha, providing access and fighting for access to quality education, access to quality health care, primarily for families of color, but primarily for all people, to ensure that those that are vulnerable situations had access to those things that improve their lifestyle. So she worked really hard with all disparate populations of people to make Kenosha a better place. And so when she passed away, there were two things that we wanted to do. One was to ensure that her legacy was perpetuated, that the future generations understood how one African-American woman with a solid family, her husband, could bring this community together. So we started the Mahone Fund. And the Mahone Fund's sole purpose is to provide educational opportunities for students to provide access to college, and we provide scholarships to those kids, and we provide mentoring programs for those kids, college prep, college exploration, as an opportunity for them to fulfill their dreams. And so we use the Harbor Park Jazz and Blues Festival as an opportunity to raise funds for that. And all the proceeds go to that scholarship fund. We're a 100% volunteer organization. 118 volunteers assist us throughout the year to ensure that our kids have an opportunity to become doctors and lawyers and veterinarians and maybe a teacher.
Yeah. Do you have like a ballpark on how many kids you might have helped over the years?
100%. We're in our 20th year. We had our 20th year celebration this year at an event, another fundraiser called the Reaching for Rainbow's Pursuit of Excellence Gala. It is hosted by Carthage College here. This was our 232nd child that we helped get to college.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, but more importantly, those kids are now an alumni. Those kids that have gone on and are working as professionals come back to the community and help us work with our students in the next generation so that they can see that it is possible. As a young African-American male, sometimes access to finances, and you're a poor kid sometimes, whatever color you are, access to capital can be tough. And so we're that resource to ensure that kids know how to get to college and how to find the money. So we work with our alumni group to access our kids and also work with their parents, because our parents are now coming back to volunteer. So it's a phenomenal full circle of engagement, of scholarship, and one other thing that we never forget with our children, and that is volunteer. Those kids have to give back so that they can reach out to the next generation.
Well, that's an incredible way to keep that legacy alive of your mom and your dad and everything. For 20 years, you've been doing the foundation. Now you've been doing this for 14 years. And first of all, you know, you have live rhythm and blues and jazz starting at 2:45 until 9 o'clock at night. Is that the time on August 18th?
August 18th.
But the scene here is unbelievable because we're going to roll a little B-roll while we talk. And I mean, you can sit somewhere and you can watch incredible music happening, but also the scenery that you get all afternoon and evening, the views of the lake here in Kenosha is really unbelievable. How did you decide on this spot specifically, for the Rhythm and Blues, the Harbor Park Jazz Fest?
Well, as you said, you can't find a better spot in Kenosha along the lake shore, southeast Wisconsin, to listen to music on the lakefront. We are nestled here in an area called Celebration Place at Harbor Park in Kenosha. It is squared off by Lake Michigan and a canal. This used to be a automotive plant.
Oh, really?
Chrysler back in the day. So we had smokestacks and everything else. In the last 15, 17 years, this has been redeveloped as a community space. So it is a park space that we utilize because of the water here. And what better place to put together quality live music, national artists, international artists, regional artists, and we support our local artists and bring them here to our lakefront. It's a nice gathering place from people from northern Illinois, from Madison, Wisconsin, Hartland, Wisconsin, and they nestle here in Kenosha. So the backdrop is water, two sides water. So when you put that mixture of music together and good fun people for a great cause, as we say, it's great music, great food, great fun, all on a great lake.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
All right, so August 18th. Now gates open at 12:45. The music starts at 2:45. But the past couple of years, you also added a little bit extra element, and you have a chef's table or chef's stage.
Chef
Is that
demonstration,
what it is?
yeah.
Chef demonstration. So tell us a little bit about that.
So what better compliment to music than food?
Sure.
So what we decided to do 5 years ago was add what we call the cooking studio. And it's a live demonstration in a mock kitchen, providing opportunities for the foodies and the avid food cook chefs out there to come and learn a little bit about the culinary cuisine of their choice. This particular year, we've partnered with the Capitol Grill of Milwaukee with executive chef partner Hans Size. He's going to be in town demonstrating lobster crab cakes, and I think he's also doing like a corn bisque and a watermelon feta salad. So it's an opportunity to come to the show, to the festival. Kicks off about 1:15, the cooking studio for about 90 minutes in a mock kitchen. And you're going to get an opportunity to see Chef Hans just kind of do his thing. And Aurora Healthcare is going to be part of this also. They've joined us to provide the nutritional aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
So, lobster cakes are filling and they're good. And then there's a nutritional component to that. So Aurora will be here to provide that alternative nutritional aspect to cooking.
So that's interesting. So at 1:15 is the demo, and then 2:45 the music kicks off.
Absolutely.
And you have some killer groups here. You've got Urban Soul.
Urban Soul's out of Waukegan. Urban Soul's kind of our local. Keelan Jones and his group are going to come in and do some urban soul, kind of eclectic jazz and R&B instrumental. So we're able to bring him in for a good 75-minute show and kick off the live music portion of it.
And then 4:15, you got, is that Nabori?
Noburi. Salsa. So it's a combination of musicians from Chicago and Milwaukee, and they've come together and they worked with us over the last 7 years. But it's salsa music. It is an 11-piece salsa band that comes in and knocks it out for 90 minutes. Wow. So, we're getting ready to get into the Caribbean a little bit. The rhythm part of our title allows us to expand the music genres. It's a jazz and blues festival, but we open ourselves up to other types of music as well.
Well, and it all makes sense, too, because when you're talking about jazz, blues, salsa, Afro-Cuban, Latin jazz, it all kind of comes together. And in this setting, right here on the lake, I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than that, and I think that's why we have the diversity of music, and that's why we have such tremendous success in our 14th year, because folks can come and have high-quality music for a good 8 hours of the day.
Well, and then you have a Chicago, a legendary family, blues family.
Here you go.
One of the guys, Wayne Baker Brooks, is coming up. Lonnie Brooks' son.
The Chicago Jazz Blues Master. Wayne, we've been trying to work with Wayne the last 4 or 5 years, and the schedule's finally worked out. And he's going to be up here for a hot, jamming 90-minute session. And this dude is going to wear it out, and he's excited to be here. Sorry, Wayne, we couldn't get you as the headliner, but you're the headliner for blues. How about that?
There you go. But that's at 5:45, and of course, then at 7:30 you have Lau Tizer.
The headliner, Lau Tizer Band with Kelly Minucci, Eric Maranthal, and Karen Briggs. This is a nice combination of a variety of musical sets, instruments, with the violin and the saxophone, the keyboard, and the organist. This is a hot show, and we're happy to get them as they make their Midwestern tour to stop here in Kenosha on our lakefront. It's a great 4 bands that are going to come and provide different kinds of music, but I can guarantee you one thing. You'll be up dancing, you'll be up tapping your feet, you'll be drinking some beer, you'll be drinking some wine in Kenosha.
Right, you can't beat it. And by the way, I came up from the city today, and it's a Saturday, so it's going to be on a Saturday. It really only took me about 40 minutes to get up here. It's from the south side of Chicago. So, I mean, plan your day, you pop up here, it's no problem. Metro Station's right down the street.
Right here. But can I say one thing, too? Mike Jeffers and I have been friends for a while. The Chicago Jazz Magazine has been a tremendous sponsor and a tremendous partner. And so I am glad that he was able to come up here and see this spot. He actually played here about 5 years ago.
That's right.
Do you remember that?
I remember
that.
Yeah,
so he's of the DNA of the Mahone family. He's a friend and a partner. We can't say how we thank him enough.
Well, and the stuff that you guys do is incredible as well. We got good cross-promotional things happening here between Milwaukee, Kenosha, and Chicago. And we should also tell them a little bit about these incredible ticket prices, right? So $25 is online in advance.
Online in advance. It's a tremendous, deal to come to Kenosha. Free parking right up to the lakefront, and hear 4 bands and some great food. So for $25, you get to see that in advance. $35 at the door. Here's another special deal. For $85, $75 in advance online, you get a chance to sit in the Texas Roadhouse VIP Lounge. Complimentary food, complimentary beer, complimentary wine, and of course all the great music that we have lined up for you.
I mean, that's an incredible deal.
Just because
that's an incredible deal.
It works out really well, and I think people enjoy the experience. We have great weather here, knock on wood. But more importantly, at the end of the day, you walk out here knowing that you've helped kids provide an opportunity for their future, and we can't thank you enough for your future in advance.
That's right. Now we should probably mention a couple of the sponsors, or anybody that we should mention here, because I mean, this is not a festival that just appears out of nowhere. It's got to be funded so that you can actually raise money to give back to the foundation. So you've got to get this thing paid for, and there's a lot of really important corporate sponsors that get involved.
Corporate sponsors are important because not only do they allow us to have high quality music, they also allow us to keep the pricing friendly,
right?
So that it's not overpriced and that we can make it affordable for everyone to come and enjoy it at their price point. So Snap-on Tools has been a long-time partner with the Mahone Fund, and of course the Harbor Park Jazz Rhythm and Blues Festival, and of course Bear Development. We have the Kenosha Convention and Visitors Bureau. We have Texas Roadhouse. We have Evinrude BP. We have Southern Lakes Credit Union. All of those have been tremendous sponsors along the way, and of course Kenosha News. And we can't forget, of course, Chicago Jazz Magazine.
And we should also mention that Chef Hans Seiss is coming from Capitol Grill in Milwaukee.
Coming from Capitol Grill in Milwaukee, so Capitol Grill clearly is a major sponsor. Gateway Technical College, their culinary program, is also a sponsor of that cooking studio.
Yeah. Well, you know how I feel about this fest. Always wanted to support it, especially since you told me about it. And then when I came up and saw it in person, it's unbelievable. 14 years, right here, August 18th. You want to visit mahonefund.org for tickets. So it's mahonefund.org. And you can get those tickets all the way up until the day before, I would imagine. And then they stop selling, and you're going to have to purchase them.
Purchase them at the gate.
With no problem.
And with a smile, maybe you'll get a deal. You never know.
Well, I appreciate you having me up, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully everyone watching this heads up here. August 18th. Starts at 12:45. Music kicks off at 2:45. And we'll see you up here.
Cooking studio at 1:15. Great music, great food, great fun, all on a great lake. See you in Kenosha.